Mini motorways, how to use a roundabout. So I'm going to show you how to use roundabouts. Here's one that I have, which is allowing the yellow houses to get to the yellow building and allowing the red houses to get to the red building. And also occasionally we have blue cars that are coming through that are going down to these houses over here on the bottom. And with the roundabouts, you have many ways to draw roads coming out of the roundabout. My advice is you take advantage of as many as you can. And you notice that the roundabout is 3 squares by 3 squares. It's in the center and it's surrounded by 8 squares. Takes up a lot of space. So this one over here, I put it because there was a lot of congestion because some of the green cars go on the bottom, some go in the middle, some go up the top. So the roundabout solved the problem. Without the roundabout, there would be congestion over here. And you cannot connect the motorway directly to the roundabout. You have to draw a road tile out. And now all the congestion is gone. So here's an example where I just fit it in. And it's not so much for the gray vehicles, but there's other vehicles that are coming through occasionally. It's possible that I might remove this roundabout because it doesn't look like it gets any traffic. You know, if I move, for example, this over to here, it might get some red traffic that drives through and drives up to the red building over here. And this was another roundabout that I placed because it was a place where I was getting a lot of congestion. So in general, you want to use it to distribute traffic in many different directions or to remove congestion when you have a motorway entering or leaving. So now the question is, where would you place a roundabout? This is an example of a place where there's a lot of congestion on yellow, and it would be a good place to put a roundabout. But unfortunately, there is water over here. So maybe I could try and put a roundabout over here in the bottom, but you know what? It's not going to fit. So I won't be able to put a roundabout in this location, but it would have been nice if I could have. So another example is it's very crowded over here. I just did not mean to draw that. There's a lot of weird traffic flow where this blue is, and a roundabout can alleviate some of the traffic flow and fix what's going on over here. And maybe over here where the number 3 comes in, there's a lot of slow traffic. But the problem is that there is a house over here blocking the way. So I could fit a roundabout over here, and actually when you drop, it just drops in like that. You really don't have to do anything special. But the question is, do you know where you want to place it? This is one option. You could place it like that and then watch to see if there's any change, but also watch your meter. If your meter improves, then that means you probably made a good decision. If it gets worse, then obviously you didn't. So is there another place to put a roundabout? It's got to be a place where there are lots of ways to go, lots of directions to go, and there's a lot of traffic. If you don't have both, it doesn't make sense. On this particular map, I don't see any place where it's obvious to put a roundabout. For example, something could be put over here, but there's just not enough traffic coming through, so I'll put a traffic light instead. Okay, so that's a little bit about roundabouts. I do think that roundabouts have their place. We can watch the roundabout a little bit. There's definitely good uses because the vehicles can move through quickly, but there are cases where a traffic light works, so, for example, on a straight road that has an intersection. And obviously the motorway is the best piece to place down. Okay, so that's a little bit about the roundabouts. If you have any questions or comments, you can go to my discussion forum at cheapbooks.cc. I have a forum for mini motorways, and if you go in there, you can ask questions. I'll read your questions and answer them. Or you can see different guides and tutorials that I've written. And I do own cheapbooks.com, which is a website that lists books and textbooks. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.